Jake, what's up, man? I was looking right here for potential sells, but I'm not sure if I like it just because of how big this candle is. Depends on if I would be able to trail the stop there. No trades yet. I took two trades in the Asian session, but both of them were stopped at entry last night. I think what we probably need to do here is wait for this 30-minute to close. If the 30-minute closes below this area, below 164.109, then I think we should be good. And maybe what we can do is get like a bullish close below this area on the 15-minute, so that way we can expect the low to be broken and continue down. But other than that, I don't think it's good to take this based off of the 15-minute. Yeah, we're all good with the storm. No problems on our side. Um, we did evacuate and bounce out for a little bit just to be safe, but nonetheless dodged a bullet. Yeah, just GJ. It's really the only pair I trade anytime. Not just today, but I do see that that gold move pretty good. You pretty much had like support and resistance, had this close below, and then from there just fell right into this zone, so that moved pretty good. If you were able to catch that, would be like what's that, like 6 pip stop loss, then 36 pips, so that would have been a pretty solid move on gold. Not a fan of it though. Oh, what the hell just happened here? It's like this just refreshed and yeah, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I think what I want to do is I want to let this candle close. I want to let the 30-minute close, I think. Another thing I'm thinking about is, price has essentially fallen from here, so it's all bearish candles all the way through. So I'm not sure that it makes sense to take a sell right now, because it's kind of like selling the low, So if we get a, small bullish candle formed on the 15-minute time frame, honestly, if it closes just like this, then price comes up, creates a wick, breaks the low, and continues down. I think that's going to be what we want to see. And kind of the same thing here with gold even. So, like price essentially fell from here. The only reason that this entry would make sense in my mind is because this was a range. So because it was ranging from all this time, we finally got a break and close outside of the range. It makes sense to enter. Whereas GJ, we're not really in a range. You know, like it's, oh, of course, it's just going to take a nice, but, you know, we're not in a range here. Like price is moving, you know, it came up, created a high, came down, formed a level of support, tried to retest, but ended up coming down. Yeah, that would have been good there. That would have been good there. Honestly, I would have taken it right into this zone and I would have closed out. Yeah, that would have been good there on GJ. All good though. You got to just accept the fact that you might miss some moves. Yeah, exactly, Jake. Stop loss. You know, like we were looking at, you know, if we would have trailed the high of this candle would be, you know, looking at least 20 pips here. Stop loss. If we would have trailed the previous high, that's like 45 pips. You know, there's no way I would have trailed the previous high. You know, and like another thing I'm noticing too is like, you know, when I chase these trades down, you know, so for example, like when price falls down and it closes below a level, you know, and I try and take, you know, to the next zone or whatever, a lot of times it'll retrace and it'll create a bullish candle and then go down. So yeah, nonetheless, would have worked out, but not something that I'm comfortable with. Does look like bias is starting to flip to be bearish, so yeah, I gotta see gotta see where my trades were. Yeah, in the Asian session, I took a trade right here on the break of the high here, and I was targeting this area right here. I was trailing stops below this candle here, and pretty much what I did is had auto break even set, so when it went into 10 pips plus profit, auto break even was triggered. And basically what happened, this candle stopped me out at entry and then, you know, went up to the zone before coming down to retest and ultimately continuing up. But that was the Asian session trade yesterday. And just kind of like I was saying, you know, like it just doesn't really make sense to me to take a sell at this point. Number one, there's a passes level right here, you know, pass rejection zone right here, and it closed right at it. So now it's, you know, it's come down and it's rejected all the way up. You know, if it closes above, I would honestly be looking for buys to continue back up into this area. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing that we didn't execute on that trade there. And like I said, 30 minutes still hasn't closed below this 164, 107 area. So would have been kind of risky to anticipate it closing below this area or staying below this area, being that technically this is an uptrend. Technically we've created a high. This would be a level of support that could go retest these highs, etc. So yeah, not mad at all that I missed that. But I'm gonna go get some coffee. We'll see how this closes, and we'll go there. We'll go from there. Lost connection to my camera here. Oh, we're back. Looking at the GJ 30-minute, if the current candle wicks up and breaks its own low, is there a high chance for price to fill the wick? Yeah, I see what you're saying here. So pretty much this being the top wick, and then do like a dynamic entry or something to test the lows of this candle. Yeah, I can see that playing out. The only thing I'd be cautious about, honestly, is that the 15-minute broke the high here. So maybe what you would want to see instead is this 15-minute close and then retest the low, because we're looking at the first 15-minute candle in this 30-minute candle. So maybe if this this 15-minute closes weak bullish and we see a wick up and then break the low, then we can definitely say that that would make sense. 28 pips to the low, I could see that happening for sure. But I probably want to see that 15-minute close and just make sure that it's going to close below this zone here. I'm actually just going to get rid of all of this. We'll just kind of do like a little fresh analysis here. Excuse me. Why is that doing that? Okay. Yeah, so daily obviously bullish, but big rejection. So I would say that could mean that we could just reject bullish. We do have like a a resistance there or a support there, however you want to look at it. So it could, if it stays above this, we could come up to this area over the next couple of days. But if it starts to reject below this, I could see this daily candle closing below this zone. And then so going down to 4 hour, you can see that this is like a 4 hour support level. So we had this weak bearish candle, we had the high broken, created a big bullish candle. Now it's rejecting, it's broken the low of the 4 hour, but it seems to be rejecting off of this level here, which obviously makes sense for daily to stay above this. If 4 hour can stay above this, and I think we could look to continue bullish. Now 1 hour is flipping bullish, and we can look at this as like that area. So if we stay above there, we should be able to continue bullish, and then same type of thing. So we had like this close below, but if we get a close above, we could definitely stay bullish, I think. Yeah, Jake, just like you were saying, retest the highs. And I was actually looking at this a second ago. So I've seen this a bunch of times too, where price comes down, it comes down, it closes weak weak bearish at a support level, and then the next candle comes up and breaks the high. So price came down, closed weak bearish at this support level, and then came up and broke the high. I've seen this a lot of times just continue up. I was actually thinking about taking like a small position based off of that, but the only reason that I didn't is just because of 30-minute candle here. Obviously closed below this area, looking bearish. So I think it would just, it would just make more sense to just let candle let candles form before taking something here. It is like a nice potential range up into this level, so we could see something play out up to there. And if you look at this area on 30-minute, you can see, you know, we came up to this area bearish, broke above, came up, created the highs, then we came down to this same level, you know, tried to stay above it, but ultimately crashed below. Then this bullish candle came right back up to the same level, bearish, rejected it, closed down. So yeah, it definitely could, I definitely see this being like another potential area to go back to. Yeah, I think what would be pretty solid is, yeah, that stop would be kind of big. But if we can see a 30-minute candle close like around this area here, and then the next 30-minute candle, you know, starts to form a wick down and then come up, you know, into this zone, I think that might be something that we could exit, or I'm sorry, I think I said 30-minute, but I mean 15-minute, and then, you know, we could have stops just below. I think something like that might work out. Let's see, we're coming into, what time is it? 7:43. So yeah, we're coming into the 8 a.m. volume as well. Yep, exactly. That New York volume might look good for us here. So we'll see. If we create a bottom wick here and then go to break the high, I think this will be a good trade. If we just break the high immediately, I don't think it'll be a good trade. Definitely want to see a lower wick here though. Oh. Definitely seems like we're starting to get some volume. See how this looks. Yeah, everything's starting to move bullish. So I think at a break of the high, buys will make sense. Stops for this, I would like to trail the current 15-minute low. Just because, if we break, the high at this point, being that it's the end of the hourly candle, it's the second half of the 30-minute candle, we would definitely want to see price to just continue bullish. If it starts to break the low of the 15-minute, after it breaks the high, I don't think it's going to be a good probability to see us continue bullish. So we would want to see, something like this, we would want to have stops, something like that. This would be the target, and then ultimately come up to the highs up here. But we'll have to wait and see. We must wait and see. And I'm happy to see that the 15-minute high wasn't broken within the first 5 minutes of the candle being open too. I think that gives us higher probability that if it goes to break the high in the last part of this 15-minute candle, we could see like a nice push. But let's see, 30 minutes still, 1 hour. It's good to see that we still got some good volume here. From all of this recession talk. Yeah, exactly, Jake. Getting a nice lower wick here on the 15. Kind of increasing the stops a little bit. That'd be 20 pips. That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, honestly, at this point, we might want to see this 15-minute candle close. If we can see it close weak bearish, that might play out better for us. A weak bearish 15-minute candle, you know, then the next one comes down, creates a lower wick, and then comes up, breaks the high, continues up, and then, you know, we take that entry as the high is being broken. You know, we can just trail it based on the previous 15-minute candle low, and something like that might be a little bit better. Just being the time of the candle right now. You know, because we got to think about it. We got 5 minutes left in the 15-minute. We got 5 minutes left in the 30-minute. And we got 5 minutes left in the hourly. So we kind of have a lot going on right now with these candles closing. Patience is key. Yeah, man, I'm starting to think if we can get a 15-minute candle close that looks something like this, a break of the high would look really nice. A waiting game. Yeah, I still think buys are gonna be best case scenario here. Would be like 22 pip stop loss at the break of the high. 28 pips at the target. Do have a rejection right there. Another one right there. The break of the high would be the 15-minute and 30-minute high. The hourly would be 164.357. So it'd be right around there. Yeah, Jake, so I would still consider buys here, mainly because a 30-minute is bullish. But this here, I've seen this play out a lot, where we have bullish candle forms like a weak, support or a weak resistance with the 15-minute, and then the next 15-minute breaks the high while respecting the previous 15-minute low. So I still think that this would play out bullish. The only thing that leaves me a little cautious is the fact that there was no bottom wick created. I think the bottom wick would probably make me feel a little bit better about the move, because it doesn't seem likely to me that we're gonna have an H1 30-minute and 15-minute all close with no bottom wick. Doesn't seem very likely to me. Yeah, I think I will enter at the break of the high. I'll probably just do like a reduced risk entry. And we'll see how it rocks. This is what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at, 21, 22 pips stop loss. And we'll be looking at a target of about 28 pips. And then we'll obviously want to see a runner, anticipate runner to continue up and continue. But we'll see. I do like the fact that it's just not breaking a high immediately. I like that it's kind of struggling here, because I think that if it does go to break the high in the second half of this 15-minute, we can see it play out the way we want to see it play out. But I think that's what it's going to come down to. Oh. Trying to give us a bottom wick here, which I would still take buys even if we get a bottom wick created, because technically it breaks the low. I would still probably take buys as long as it respects the 30-minute low. Because we definitely, if it breaks a high here, we definitely wouldn't expect it to come all the way down this far. Yeah, I would do a stop loss below current candle. 100%. No, I'll do a market execution. Market execution here. Market execution with the magic keys. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. The other idea that I can see here is going back to what somebody else was saying earlier with sells. Now, if the low is broken here, I think sells would definitely make sense to fill this wick. The only downfall with that is you got a huge stop loss, so probably wouldn't execute on that if it was me. That's why I like the buys more, because I feel like we're at a support area, so buys make more sense. Whereas selling the support, could play out based on price action, based on market structure, but not sure that it's going to be the best move. Could just be a no trade. You never know. Looks like we got some freaking volume coming in, though. Three minutes left in the 15-minute candle, though. I just want to see it close at this point. No trade. Starting to look a little choppy here. Starting to look a little choppy. Hmm. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I did take an entry. Didn't want to call it out because it's one of those ones where I feel good about it, but don't want other people to be biased based on me. Yeah, so stop loss is 027. Take profit. I'm gonna try and I would like to target these highs up here. So I got my TP set at 165.058. 058. And I'm gonna set my stop loss to entry as soon as I get about 10 pips in profit. And from there, you know, we'll look to secure partials at this level here. No, I'm not doing so Jake, I've been testing something new. This week, I haven't, the end of last week and then this week, I haven't been doing partial take profit at 10 pips. I've been doing break even at 10 pips. And then targeting the next zone, the next level. So I had this happen 2 times last night in the Asian session where I took 2 trades that in my mind should have continued to the next zone. So I took buys at the break of this high right here, and I was anticipating price to go here, but 10 pips, you know, profit came, and then it came back down to my entry and stopped me out. I had another one that I think was as price was leaving this area, that was kind of like a impulse buy, same type of thing, went 10 pips profit, then came back down, stopped me out. So basically my mindset is instead of securing 10 pips at, or instead of securing 90% at 10 pips, you know, maybe I can just set break even at 10 pips, and if price goes to, you know, my anticipated area, then I'm obviously going to be able to secure 90% at, in this case, it's going to be 27 pips. So it's going to be much better than 10 pips, obviously. So that's going to guarantee that my wins are going to be bigger than my losses, because I'm never going to take a trade that's a 27 pips stop loss. This one here is 26 pips stop loss. And even in that case, you know, I'm going to close 50% if it comes back down to my entry right now. And then I'm going to close another 50% if it starts flipping bearish. And then if it breaks a low, I'll probably close another 50%. So by the time it gets down here, like, I'm really only going to end up losing probably 13 pips, you know? So that's kind of like my mindset. That's kind of what I'm thinking about right now is, you know, like I said, if I can set if I can set my stop loss to entry at 10 pips and I can let it run to the zone I'm anticipating, then I'll obviously be able to secure a lot more. That, like I said, that'll guarantee that my losses are going to be less than my wins. My wins are going to be bigger than my losses. So that's what I've been working on kind of this week, the end of last week. More so just like with this volume too. You know, we've been hitting 10 pips really, really, really quick. So yeah, we'll do, Jake. It actually, like, it worked out really well for me at the end of last week. So last week I had like some losses throughout the week that were just small, you know, 5-6 pip losses. They were really well managed. But like it came like Thursday and I had no wins. And I took a trade in Asian session on Thursday. It was like a 27 pip win, and that outweighed all of my losses for that week. So that's when I started to think about it. I was like, you know, maybe this is something I need to start testing. Maybe I just need to start putting my stops to entry at 10 pips and trying to let it run to the next zone. And if it hits that next zone, then I'll secure partials there. And we'll continue from there, you know? So I took 2 trades like that last week. The first one was like 27 pips. The second one was like 22 pips. And obviously those both severely outweighed the loss that I took. You know, like I had like, you know, doubled my profit there, you know, from the previous week. So, like I said, that's kind of what I'm thinking about now. And then this week so far, I think I've had one win that was like 22 pips yesterday morning, and then I had 2 break evens. So all right, so I just closed 50% as I came back to my entry here. Let's see where my entry is. Oh, 164. 311 is actually. Might have been a little too early to close 50%, but that's one thing. Like anytime, one thing I've been trying to tell myself is if I close at entry or in profit, I'm always going to be in a better position. I'm just reducing risk if price does start to go the wrong direction. So, even if it does continue here, I'm still going to give myself an opportunity to win, so I just hit my break even there, auto break even. So stop loss is now at entry. And we're going to let this run up to 164,580 area, just below this zone, and hopefully be able to secure 90% of the rest of the position that I have open here. And then we'll let the runner continue hopefully up to this area. But at this point, risk-free trade, and that's all I care about. And I'm just going to mark this as 411. Whoops. We did get pretty close to that zone and I didn't secure, but we'll see. About 18 pips, 19 pips in profit here. See if we can get a nice little push here. Coming to the 30-minute candle close, also 15-minute candle close, so. And on the 30-minute, we're actually right out of zone. So you know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close 90% right now. And I'm just going to let the rest run from here. Just because, like I said, we are at a rejection zone here on the 30-minute. I am expecting it to continue here. To where I do have my partial take profit set, which is the 581 mark. So it's like right about here. So, we're only about 5 pips away from that. It should continue there. But since we're coming to a 30-minute close and a 15-minute close, we got 1 minute 30 seconds left in the candle here. You know, what I don't want to see is a rejection here. Then the next candle opens, creates a bottom wick, comes down, stops me out at entry, and just fucking flies. I'll be pissed. So just going to accept what the market gave me here. I got a little tiny runner running right now at this point. But overall, that played out pretty perfectly. So even though, you know, price broke the high here, we came up to, I think it was about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 pips, something like that. We rejected down to my entry here. I closed 50%. It actually never went below my entry. I never saw negative pips or negative, you know, pip flow here. So it came down. You know, I was a little extra cautious, closed 50%, came back up here to 10 pip mark, auto break even was triggered, secured 90% up here. I think that was like, it was like 559-ish. So let's see, that was... So yeah, about 24 pips. So exactly to my point of like I was saying earlier, and this is honestly beautiful right here, because if this is another thing I've been looking at too, is closing positions based on how candles are closing. So this is like something I've noticed from Raja a lot. Is, you know, we have a very small wick here. We've closed right here at a resistance. So breaking this resistance might not be possible. We might not continue up here. So even if I didn't secure positions a little bit earlier, I would have closed 90% as soon as that 15-minute candle closed, no matter where that was. Maybe down here, maybe up here, wherever it was. Even if it was a loss, I would have closed majority of my position right there, just because small wick, we're right at a 15-minute resistance. This thing could just reject and it could fall, you know, 100 pips from here, you know, so you never know. Now, based on 30-minute, we did close above these candles here, so we should continue up to this area here, 164, 700 or so, and you know, probably even up further, 800, and so on. But nonetheless, secured. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. What's a beautiful trade? And if it rejects down and comes and stops me out at entry, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. But we don't have a top wick created here on the 15 minutes, so if it goes and breaks a high there, it should continue. But at the same time, like I was saying, you know, small top wick here. You know, this bitch could just come crashing down. It could never create a top wick on this this current candle, and it is what it is. As you know, GJ does that. But overall, I'm very happy with this trade, simply for the fact that, just like I was saying before, you know, the trade, really trying to really trying to focus on securing, you know, as much as the move will give me rather than just 10 pips. So even with closing 50% at entry, because here's the thing is I was already taking a 50% lower risk than I normally would take. I've been trading 2 lots. I took a 1 lot at entry. I closed 0.5, so I only had 0.5 running to 24 pips or so. But that win, that 90% secured, is bigger than some of my 2 lot losses. So it's perfect. So freaking perfect. So if you're watching this, make sure you give me a like on the stream here. Make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Lots of patience involved today. I was watching this shit from over here. I was watching it fall this morning. I actually looked at it about right here, this 4 a.m. candle. When this was breaking the low, I was thinking about taking impulse sells, catch a counter trend move, just because I was looking at all of the movement, all of the bullish movement that we've seen. You know, I was just like, Jesus, you know, like this thing's got to retrace. And so I was looking at this. Let's say this is 4 a.m. candle. I noticed this huge rejection on the 1 hour. And so I was kind of looking at this like, okay. Saw the 3:30 candle close weak bearish like this with a huge rejection. You know, when I broke the high, huge rejection. So I was anticipating this 4 hour as it broke the low to continue down. But I said, you know what, Mike? I don't think that's going to be a good idea, because we are clearly bullish as hell right now. And not sure that I'm comfortable with that. And now that it's played out thus far, I'm actually happy that I didn't catch that move, even though it definitely proved to be profitable. You know, I could have caught it easy, you know, let's see, 21, you know, even potentially could have had it aimed down here to 42 pips, but this would have came down, you know, 10 pips profit just right here in this candle. Stops would have been at entry, it would have, you know, it would have took me out, but yeah, that would have been something to catch. And so I watched it through all this. I was like, after this big drop, I was like, damn, we got the high broken and the low broken. Not feeling good with that. And I kind of told myself that buys were the only option, because I didn't want to get caught up in this BS right here. I didn't want to trade in this range. But this worked out. We saw a nice 30-minute close here at a support area. You know, big candle here, strong rejection, closed above. 30-minute, little to no wick, kind of secured that that the bullish would have really made sense. 6:30 a.m. GMT. What's the difference there? GMT, EST. The hell, this thing can't give me any like quick answers here. What was this? GMT. Okay, so about 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m. Eastern. Ah, so you caught buys here? Buys here. That would have been nice. That would have been real nice. Pre-London. Huh. So are you trading this one? Or this guy here? This actually would have been really nice. I like this move a lot. Even with this break of the low as well. I like that. Just before. Alright, I gotta figure this out. Oh, this one. Okay, yeah, so it was this one. That's the one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so no, this is beautiful trade right here. I see this happen all the time. And I was actually looking at this after we had like this fake out in Asian session yesterday. I had this as like, you know, resistance support zone. So yeah, that's beautiful right there. We had this break and close above. You even could have took the buy here, which would have been you know, a little obviously you can see it close weak bearish. But that's another thing that I've been noticing too a lot is we have like two situations that happen. We have a break and a close, the next candle breaks the high and just freaking rocket launches, or we have a break and a close above a zone, and then we have like a weak bearish candle, and then the next one's break. This is the setup, this is the pattern I like the best, rather than just a break and close and then, you know, rocket launch. But yeah, this setup I really like. Bullish candle, weak bearish, bullish candle, kapow. Same thing here too. Bearish candle, bullish candle with no top wick. Bearish candle breaks a low, kapow. This too, even bullish candle, bearish, bullish. Yeah, I've seen this happen a lot of times where you can catch this. Obviously with the resistance right here, it's a little risky, and that's why we saw these rejections, but same type of candle structure. Yeah, I see that happen a lot. This right here, strong bullish, weak bearish, stronger bullish, continue up. Yeah, I really like that pattern there. It's easy to identify. The main reason I think I really like that, to be honest, is it doesn't make me feel like I'm buying the high in this situation, because technically if you take a buy right here, you're like buying the session highs in this situation. You know, price hasn't come up here, you know, this entire time, so you're buying the highs. But since we created a minor resistance and we're breaking it, it makes perfect sense, makes beautiful sense. I like that. Oh yeah, even on 30-minute like this too, I like this a lot. Because we got the 30-minute break and close here. This 30-minute created deep liquidity grab. If it comes to break the high, you know that thing's going. So that's beautiful. Beautiful, Jake. Beautiful. Let's see. Man, I love a winning trade, man. Nothing better than that. Nothing better than a winning trade. Nothing better than a winning trade. Let's say the 4th. Go ahead and journal this bad boy. Oh man, this is, I really like this on this setup. This is what I'm talking about. So if we get a lower wick here, we break the high, this thing's going to continue bullish 100%. 30 minute still moving. Second half of the 30 minute. 15 minutes left in the hourly. Yeah, I really like this. I really like this. I really like that. Let's see, what was I risking here? It's like 26 pips or something, I think. About 26 pips. And I hope this candle plays out like I'm talking about. I hope it creates this bottom wick and breaks that high so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The only thing is though is we're closing at this resistance. You know, so this candle closed at the resistance, this candle closed at the resistance, this one's kind of rejecting it. So if it breaks a low, probably going to continue down, probably going to continue bearish here. Oh yeah, there we go. That's it right there. Man, that would have been a good entry right there. I bet you this plays out. We do have this rejection zone right here, so you got to be cautious about this if you are in this trade right now, if you just took an entry. But targeting these wicks right here would be beautiful. Ultimately coming up here would be amazing. This right here is, god damn, this is my favorite candle setup right here. Thing gives me a little chub. Yeah, this is coming like the second half of the candle too. I think this is gonna continue. It's gonna continue. Maybe up to 164,789. Maybe we can come fill this wick up here. God damn, look at that push though, man. I love that candle setup. I should have taken an entry. I should have taken a damn entry. I've taken another position there. Like, fuck it. Like 15, 16 pip stop loss. Pretty good. You know, 40 pips or so. But you got to manage this thing. You know, I kind of have some rules in my mind as far as how I manage trades. So if I go like 5+ pips in profit and it starts to reject down on my entry, I'll usually close like 50% just to be careful. If it goes 10 pips plus in profit, I'm putting stop loss to entry, and if it comes down and rejects, takes me out, it is what it is. And if it comes into a zone, I want to secure. So this might have been right here where you wanted to secure, as you know, it started coming into that zone, which, you know, only 6 pips. So yeah, I mean, with that said, it might not even be the best trade, but this candle structure, man, like that, it should play out. If it respects this low right here, if it respects this low, it should play out. It should continue bullish. If it doesn't, it's simply for the fact that we got this resistance right here. I'm gonna mark that thing. What the hell's going on? One, 6, 4, 5, 4, 0. Bingo, bingo, bongo, boom. Should have taken another damn entry right there, man. That would have been beautiful. Like 36 pips in profit right now on the runner. If I didn't take an entry already, I would have executed on that 100%. 100% would have taken that entry. Every time I see that setup, I take it. Every time. That thing plays out probably 90% of the time. There are some times where it breaks the high and some bullshit happens and it rejects and, you know, it doesn't work out. But this, yeah. Yeah, still a runner. Still got a runner running. Thinking I saw at the highest that I saw is like 40 pips in profit. It's still 30 pips in profit right now. So yeah, we still running. Still running nicely. Just a tiny runner though. Tiny runner because you know, I closed 50% down here when price came down to my entry. And then I closed 90% up here of the remainder of the position. So, you know, tiny runner going. We got a tiny runner. Anybody take this trade here? This setup here? That's beautiful, man. If it can close above this zone right here, above this 164.711 or so, if it can close above that, I think this looks really good to stay bullish, to continue bullish. We got this New York volume coming in. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's beautiful, man. We create a lower wick, we go break that high. This thing's gonna continue going. If you didn't catch an entry yet, this might be another good potential entry for you. As the high is broken here, you could trail stops below the low of the current candle or the low of the previous candle, and then have a target of up here into this zone up here into this 165.073. But yeah, I think that should work out pretty good for you. Just got to be cautious though, because we do have 1 hour resistance here. You know, we have a lot of rejections here on H1. So, you know, it might not continue all the way up to fill this wick, or it might surpass it. You don't really know, but just got to be cautious. On 30-minute, you have, you know, these rejections, and then resistance is a little bit higher. On 15-minute, you have these rejections, and then a clean candle to fill here. So, you know, once price breaks this 164.874, I'd feel pretty comfortable for it to continue up into this level before anticipating rejection. But I would only take an entry like that if I didn't take an entry already. If you already took a trade today, don't risk losing profits. It's the worst thing ever. It's the damn worst. These fucking people on Twitter are hilarious, man. Oh, we rejecting a little hard here, though. Good to see, though, because if I would have... this is good to see, though, here, because if I would have taken an entry... Like, so for example, if I didn't take this entry already, I would have taken an entry as price was breaking this high of this candle. So, you know, say for example, it's like that. You know, we did come up 10 pips, 12 pips or so in profit. So my auto break even at 10 pips would have been triggered. And so this rejection would have taken me out at entry. I wouldn't have lost anything, would have been a break even trade, and I would have been happy with that. So beautiful to see that. On a side note, I probably wouldn't have taken this entry simply for the fact that there's a resistance right here, and that probably wouldn't be smart to trade into. And then the high was not this candle's high was never broken by the current candle, so there would have been no buy entry there, which that would have been probably the one that made the most sense if you're going to execute on this move after this candle had already printed here. But as you can see, we're rejecting. We'll see if I get stopped out. I'm a runner. Typically I trail the runner. I'll trail the stop loss below the previous 30-minute candle, and I think if it breaks the low there, I'm just going to close it out. I'm going to close my runner. Because probably going to continue downward, and I'm fine with what I got. Fine with what I got. Yeah, so I got my stop loss just below this 30-minute candle. If it takes me out, yep, just did, took me out. Cool. Well, that's that trade. That's that trade. Let's see, what was that? That was the stop loss. Put a little note here. Runner stopped in profits. And so what I'll do here is I'll look at the cumulative pips increased here. So total averaged out to be 11.4 pips profited during this trade. And so you might be thinking like, Mike, you closed out at, plus 24 pips, and then you closed your runner out, over 10 pips in profit. Yeah, you're exactly right, but I closed 50% down here. So I closed 50% down here. 24 pips in profit was when I secured partials of the remaining 50%. I secured 90% of that. And then as it came down, I closed the remainder of the position that I had open right here in profit. And so that's why it's a cumulative 11.4 pips total on profit, because it's looking at the position that I took. So it's looking at the one lot taken, closed 50% down here, that's 0.5 left. Up here at 24 pips or so, I closed 0.45. Then down here 0.05 was closed. So I'm not sure if that makes sense, but hopefully it does, because it makes perfect sense to me. Cool. I'm just going to boom, boom. So on the week so far, I'm looking at, let's see, 1 loss, 3 break even, and 2 profits. Cool. Well, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for today. What time is it? Yeah, 9:15. Yeah, we got New York Stock Exchange opening about 15 minutes or so. Probably going to start getting a little volatile. I've already taken my trade and profited, so no longer interested in being here on the charts. So with that said, do me a favor, please like the stream, please give me a subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Adios, adios.